Hello friends, thank you for tuning in. This is Chris from the Badass Agile podcast. I want to talk to you for a few minutes about Agile Entrepreneurship. Here's what I mean by Agile Entrepreneurship. Most people in our industry do one of two things. They either work as a Scrum Master, Agile coach, or trainer for a company that can afford to spend on Agile. Usually that's a big bank, multinational corporation, could be a high-tech firm, could be a large retail, large government, large education, big companies, multinational services firms. Or they hang out a shingle and go do the exact same thing, Scrum Master, Coach, Train, for themselves. Meaning they go contract to contract, either using a recruiter to find them gigs or using their network to generate their own audiences, their own customer base. And that's great, but both models are severely flawed in a couple of ways. Number one, the market's flooding. Every year for the past 5, closing on 10 years actually, the market has generated more certified professionals, more people labeling themselves as certified Scrum Masters, product owners, trainers, and so on. Eventually, we'll have more talent than we have demand for talent, and when supply exceeds demand, what happens? The price goes down. So I've already experienced people offering me half of what I could have commanded 5 years ago for the exact same job. In fact, we see the Scrum Master and Agile Coach marketplace collapsing into a singular role called Scrum Master, and the according price drop is significant. So eventually, you won't, if you're in this job because A, it's lucrative, and B, it's fulfilling, and you love it because you're passionate about it, the money is eventually going to start to dry up and shrivel, and it has already. So if that's important to you, that will be a problem. The second problem that you have is you can only make so much by charging money for your time. There's only so much time you can charge for, only so many hours in a week. There's only so much that the market will bear in terms of dollars per hour. That's definitely going to be a problem for you. The third problem that I see is that there's just not a lot of creativity, ingenuity, or places to go and fulfill unique demands and to allow your creativity to play a part in what you get to do every day. One of the options you can chase, and there's a couple of facets to it, is Agile Entrepreneurship. Now that could mean creating products and services that are unique, that you can sell to the marketplace. I think of Agile Entrepreneurship as helping companies get outcomes using Agile principles and techniques, whether or not those outcomes have anything to do with software. It's about solving critical, high-value business problems faster and with better quality than anybody else has ever seen. The second thing that you can consider as being part of Agile Entrepreneurship is that you can build a business and you can sell anything. You can sell widgets, you can sell iPhone cases, but you could build a business using the stuff that you already know about Agile. Now here's the thing with Agile Entrepreneurship. It's not for everybody. If a steady paycheck is really important to you because you like the certainty and safety of knowing that your job and your income will definitely be there tomorrow no matter what you do, then this may not be for you. Now I would advise that there's no such thing as a guaranteed paycheck, but nonetheless I can understand that some people just want to learn the craft, go serve a software development team inside a large company and carry on that way. No judgment, there's nothing wrong with that. We will always need that. What I'm saying to you is that if you crave a little more adventure, a little more risk, in exchange for a little more upside, the freedom to work whenever you want, wherever you want, the freedom also to work on the kinds of problems that you want to solve, and knowing that every hour that you spend, this is so important, when you're an entrepreneur, every hour that you spend working is an investment in your own asset. An asset that if you play your cards right, pays you. Now, the way that I built what I built is that I've created a set of services, both digital and in person, that continue to generate revenue, or they very quickly fail. I remove them from the marketplace and move on to something else. I did this with something called the Agile Mastery Series. I loved the idea. It was a lot of fun doing it, but it required that I was in the room to lecture and teach, and it really didn't generate a lot of attention in terms of people simply didn't want the product. So great, After a few months, shut it down, move on to something different. Continuously trying experiments and bringing those experiments to the benefit of the community and the customers that I serve. Another example is going into companies and not solving Agile Scrum problems in software team rooms, but helping them with things like Great Resignation, future of work, helping them with sales problems, with marketing problems, with quality of service problems, to be able to go into an organization and use Agile principles to help them get better at the really critical problems that almost every company struggles with. If you look carefully at our marketplace right here, right now, there is a giant green field of opportunities to help companies solve their mission critical problems, to help them get better in areas where they're really struggling. This will create, by the way, an Agile entrepreneur has the opportunity to create more jobs, to create more income, more revenue for people, to create a sustainable and viable future. What happens if Agile goes out of fashion and something else takes its place? What would you do? As a Scrum Master, you're certified as a Scrum Master. Nobody wants to learn it, there's nobody to train. Nobody wants to buy it, there's no teams to serve. But instead, an Agile entrepreneur gets good at applying these principles to solving any business problem to the point where we don't even really have to call it Agile. It's just common sense. Do the most important things first. Stop leaking energy and wasting effort on things that don't matter. Continuously reflect and find better ways to do what you do. Those principles don't have to be called Agile. They're applicable anywhere. But only the Agile entrepreneur knows how to take these principles and turn them into opportunities in the marketplace. So you'll see me talking more about Agile entrepreneurship in places like on social media. I'll be talking about it. I'll be running some webinars and courses on it. So if you're interested in the idea of becoming an Agile entrepreneur, please reach out to me. I love sharing how I built what I built and how that creates opportunities for all of us. So please stay tuned. And thanks for your time. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you on the next one.